have an age difference. We have life differences.
This is how you should live your life.
I got the faith, because to get the faith,
Got it. Well, let's jump into this.
this is the Old School, New School podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Old School, New School podcast. I am Will Charles Egan, and as always,
Chris Meekins.
we're so glad that you are
Hey.
back. If you would do us a favor, hit the subscribe button that is above Chris's head if you're on
Please.
YouTube. And if you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or if you're weird and you're on Amazon, then please go ahead and follow our podcast so you can get notified of all of our different times that we upload. All that being said, it's good to be back.
It's good to be back.
In the seat.
It was an interesting week because last week I had made a comment about just how God wants me to show up and He'll show off.
That's right. I remember that.
And
yeah.
so
How's that been?
I'm good. I've actually, it's my new mantra.
You've been showing up?
I'm going to show up. Be in the room.
Has God been showing off?
Well, He always shows off in my life.
Well, that's
I'm just, but there's a lot less pressure in my head when I just do what I think I'm supposed to do. And again, it's like, well, don't you have to, be a Bible teacher and a
Right.
small group leader and this, that, and it's like, well, no, just show up, man.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised on what God can do
Fair enough.
when you're in the room. So, anyway, how about you? You buy any more jewelry?
I am on a bit of a jewelry kick, aren't I? Specifically watches. My YouTube feed, because I don't do Instagram or TikTok or anything. So when I say my algorithm, I'm just talking about YouTube videos. It's all watch stuff now, which is hilarious. It's this guy, Teddy. If you're into watches, he's this young guy. He's in like his late 20s, early 30s. I don't know, but he knows everything about watches. And there's all, because he's super popular. He'll have Kevin O'Leary, the Red Band guy. He'll have one of my favorite comedians, Tom Segura. He'll have all these people that are really big watch nuts on, and they'll go over Omega. They'll go over, Rolex, obviously. They'll go over smaller brands. They'll talk about the different functions of Grand Seiko. And I'm like, I can't afford any of this. This is such a weird, not hobby, but interest to pick up in this stage of my life because I can't afford any of it. Like Omega Speedmaster, one of my dream watches, it's like $10,000, $20,000. I'm like, I'll never, maybe one day, crossing my fingers, but that's like not even.
Okay. So this is new information. So watches are a big thing now?
Oh, yeah.
That's a big thing?
Well, like for me, or you mean in general?
No, in general. Is that like it?
Yeah. Did you never know this, that watches were a big thing?
No.
What are you talking about?
You
see people like wearing watches, right?
I got an Apple Watch. But I see people, I do see a guy in one of the groups that I belong to on Thursday night. He wears 2 watches.
Oh, he's one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And
Is his name Dan Connolly? No, I'm kidding.
No, and other gold bands and stuff like that.
Yes.
So that's it, man. That's it.
Some people
that's
wear
hip,
2 watches.
Or is that like...
No, yeah, absolutely. Wearing 2 watches is a whole different thing of like, look at how extra I am, which is a whole other conversation. But yeah, wearing a watch is like a state piece of like, this is where I'm at financially, and this is...
It's not an old people thing? Because I know I have older friends that wear really nice watches.
Old
but
people
I
wear a
thought,
Rolex or a...
Yeah, I thought that was...
No, yeah. I mean, it's a statement piece. Some people will buy a watch for like each big landmark, like their first real estate deal or first child. They'll have like I bought this Schaffhausen when I got married, or this watch I wore at my friend's wedding, or this was my first da-da-da. And it's like, you have a watch collection.
See, I am poor white trash, man. That's just all there is to it.
Fair enough.
And people that know me will say, yes, you are.
Yes,
I mean,
Chris,
those
yes,
things, I would like to be happy about that, but it's never, I'm totally cool with it. If you got the money to do that, have fun with it.
You know what I've learned about you, Chris? You are easy to please. You have simple interests.
I am.
And that makes you, and that's great, because I wish I was like you.
So we're going on this retreat together. With 18 other guys.
Yeah, right. We're all going to sing Kumbaya in the woods.
In Georgia.
Yeah.
And you have to put this board together of things that you're interested in.
Oh, yeah. Have you done that?
And I have mine from the last time I did it.
3 things.
But it's really difficult because I just love being around people. I love being around people. And I kind of like being around people.
Right.
I mean, that's really... I have the boat club. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't fish. I can go fishing. I'm
Sure.
not a hunter.
Right.
You know,
That's a good point. Like your hobby is just being around people.
people. And my one pastor, a long time ago, Pastor Schaefer he said, Chris, you're just like me. My hobby's people. And I'm like, okay.
That's so good, actually.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I like to slander them and no, just joking.
Yes.
But
Demean them.
for me, we did our small group on Friday night, and there was 8 couples there,
Mm-hmm.
and it went so well, and everybody's talking, participating, and I don't know if I could be more excited about. And I've been a Christian for like a long time,
Nice.
and so people are my hobby.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'm especially obviously knowing you, but I'm similar, very extroverted. I just love because on so with this retreat that we're going on, the homework before you show up is you make this vision map, and me being extra, I printed out 8 things in color on your printer.
On my printer, used all my ink. I was so mad.
You let me. I said, "Can I print out one more?" He goes, "Yeah, that's fine." And then after printing, he goes, "What the heck? Why did you do that?" Well, you let me. I don't know. So I've got like 6 things, and one of them is just a photo of all my friends.
Yeah.
And it's the same deal. I just love being around people. I love doing things with people,
Well, you also have books.
which is a very solitary hobby.
Yeah, but it's like you love books.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, that's part of who you are.
I was reading just before this. Yeah, absolutely. It's like
What are you reading now?
right now I'm reading, you have no idea what this is. It's a science fiction novel called Hyperion. You have no idea what that is.
No.
It's pretty good. It's not the greatest book I've ever. I've been thinking about reading a lot of Stephen King novels because I hear his are really good. I've read one of his; it was incredible. So I'll probably read The Stand or The Shining or something like that. But we'll see how that goes because these are the things that I like to do that are very fun. Because life,
Sit and read.
sitting and reading, writing books, talking to people, rock and roll music. That's another thing I put in my music taste. Just things that I like to do. Because people often think that Christians just don't have fun
Right.
and that it's just boring.
That was really good.
Thank you. It was the message today of Jesus doesn't want me to have fun. You think of Christians, if you're new to the Christian sphere, you think of people with shaved heads and robes singing.
And the restrictions.
chants.
You think of
Yes.
restrictions. Now, let's just set the stage.
Okay.
That message was not made for him and me.
No, it was not.
No.
Definitely not.
No, that is not our problem.
No,
But there's a lot of people that are. Okay, because being a Christian, that doesn't mean there's restrictions.
Well, yeah,
there
because
are, but-
it's people hear Christian, they don't think of freedom. But really, one of the things that Christ came to do is to set his people free. I mean, that's one of the things that God does best is set people free.
Okay.
And that's like the whole story of Exodus, where Moses says, "Let my people go." That's the whole story of, when the Israelites were captured in Babylon. They were released. They were freed. God freed his people from captivity. That's the story of Jesus. Jesus freed all of the sinners in the world.
And then also from spiritual bondage, right?
Mhm.
Things like
Furthermore, spiritual attacks and bondage, addictions, fears, unbelief, failures, whatever it
that.
is.
One of the things that he said he came to bring joy and life to the fullest. That's Bible stuff, right?
John 10:10, one of my favorite verses as of recent. I know, I'm so cool, aren't I? It's Jesus is saying, "I came that they may have life and life to the fullest," which I think of when Jesus says, "You are the salt and the light of the world." The salt in and of itself, its purpose is to bring the flavor out of other things. So the salt itself, you put it on a steak, it brings the flavor out of the steak, makes it taste better.
Okay.
Because steak is good, right?
Okay.
But when you put a little salt on there, a little kosher flake salt with some
Oh, yeah.
pepper, and you sear it after and then you base it. Don't get me started on food.
You know what? It's really good. And my wife and I fight about it. She used to always take a chuck roast. You know what chuck roast is? They're like the bottom end of the chuck roast.
Fatty.
And you put it in a bag with
Okay.
water, and you put a packet of Lipton onion soup in there and let it cook for 3 or 4 hours.
Whoa.
Amazing. She's like, it's too much. I'm like, no, it's the best. But like you said, you put a little bit of Lipton onion soup in there, put it in one of those bags, and then whatever leftover it is, here we are talking about joy. But and then whatever leftover is, you make it into she would make barbecue sauce.
Wow.
And then make barbecue beef with it. it was a great week.
Huh.
It was a great week. But you can't do it with like a good roast. You have to use one of those really.
Yeah. Put it in a
chuck
slow
roast.
cooker with Lipton onion soup. This is a great idea. I wrote that down.
Yeah, she'll argue with me when she says, because that's how she is. So the other verse that he used in John 15, if you we talk about memorization. If you ever want to memorize something that Jesus said, the whole chapter, John 15, it's one of the best.
Oh, okay.
But it says, "I have told you this so that you may, that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be made full."
Or complete.
And he means it literally, right?
Yes. Well, because that's another thing. If you have been a Christian for a while, you will know that not every season of your life feels the most joyful. I know Chris and I, for the past, I don't even know how long now, it's been lots of ups and downs, but mostly downs, right? And so that's something that as a seasoned Christian might sound hard to believe, because it's like, I don't feel very joyful this year, and I mean, that's where you learn, well, this is life. And when you find what true joy is, you'll know that it doesn't matter what the circumstances, that you can have joy, believe it or not, in the midst of your circumstances. Because if you let your circumstances, the state of your health, your finances, whatever the wind is blowing at you, define your joy, or even the state of who you are at any given moment, you'll almost never be happy unless you're like making six figures and everybody loves you and everything's great and it's sunny outside. If that defines where your joy comes from, you'll have a very hard time. If you root yourself in God, you'll have joy in all things.
And I totally believe that, having like a lot of cool stuff is helpful. But there's also people that are like, it isn't the answer. Joy does not come from more stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And we kind of talked a little bit about that last week, but
just looking at all my jewelry and my expensive clothing.
But that's stuff that I like, and it brings me happiness. But
sure.
But joy,
difference in the word.
It's a difference. It's a difference.
Happiness and joy.
So, I mean, when I was in Africa, you'd meet some of the most joyful people when you're in total poverty. Mm-hmm. I mean, you go into some poor neighborhoods here, and you're like, well, how come these people are so happy? I'm not understanding that. Oh, they have family. They have whatever's important.
Yeah, what matters.
They just happen to be poor.
Right.
And I've met some rich people that are really happy, too.
Sure.
So but didn't Jim Carrey say that one time that I wish everybody all the success in the world to help me find out that it's really not the answer?
That it's not all that it's cracked up to be. That's a great quote. Because, I mean, he had this really crazy spiritual revolution personally. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it. It's weird because I don't know what it's from. I even did some digging. I couldn't find anything on the internet. But there's this, like, talk that he's at where he's, like, giving a sermon. And he's talking about, like, the love of Christ. And I'm like, where is it? Because the past couple of years, he was he had this big beard and he was very like nihilistic, like life is meaningless and everything's terrible. Because I'm sure this whole like fame trip that he went on, and he had like this big crash, and he was like, everything is meaningless and God is real, but he doesn't love us. And he was saying some weird stuff. And then all of a sudden, I see this video of him talking about how much he loves Jesus, and I was like, what the heck? And I couldn't find anything on it. All that to say, yeah, he's got a real interesting story of, rising to fame and stardom, superstar, everybody knows him, household name.
Hilarious.
Great comedian. Says that it's not all that it's chalked up to be, becomes super depressed, and then finds Jesus, and so you're like, huh.
It's I just read it this week. Baker Mayfield, supposedly, he went through, he got drafted number 1. He was Mr. Cocky, blah, blah, blah. They, the Browns got rid of him. Went to Jaguars, they got rid of him. Went over to L.A., played in a game 2 days after he got there and won it. They got rid of him. Yep. And then went to Tampa Bay, and it was like, well, you're going to be here just for 15 minutes because we need someone to kind of cover for us if Tom Brady falls over.
Yes.
And he's like, I went through this breakthrough. Yeah. And I was broken, and I had to really find out who I was, and my identity wasn't in football. Mm-hmm. So then he said I had this spiritual experience, and talked about it for a couple of seconds.
Wow.
And he said, but then I went back to is like, oh, I love football, and so
Yeah.
I'm playing. They're like, why are you playing the way you are? He goes, because it's kind of what I'm designed to do.
Right.
Because he knows who he's in
Yeah.
doing it.
Yes.
And that's the big difference. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, wait a minute. I get to drive this really cool car, a really cool boat, and I get to represent Jesus. Okay, it's just I don't know.
That's what I'm made to do. It's like kind of like Braveheart retreat that we're going to be on next
Yes.
week. But that's the joy of life, really, is that we were made with a purpose, and that is what brings us joy. For people, it's I don't know, golf or the boat or hanging out with your family or writing, movies, whatever it is for you. You're clearly designed to do that, and it brings you joy. It's like, well, what do you like doing? Well, then do it.
Well, here's the other thing. We reflect God, okay? We're made in the image of God, so
Right.
we reflect God. And so God is the source of our life and joy, and then his creation reflects beauty, diversity, and fun. So think about that. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
think about that until today. It's like you look at some of these animals. I mean, you ever go to the aquarium and see some of those fish?
Yes, I see
You're like,
some of those fish.
That's bizarre. I mean, it's like almost funny.
Yes.
You're like, were you just like joking around, God?
Oh, some of the crazy things that you see with fish. I saw this video of like, there's a dolphin and a beluga whale. The dolphin was like blowing bubbles, and then the beluga whale was like playing with the bubbles, and they're like going back and forth. The dolphin keeps blowing the bubbles, the beluga whale keeps messing with the bubbles, and it was just like, and they were doing it for like an hour, and it was like, that's hilarious, and that's fun. That's great.
Yeah. And so you look at, like Pastor David was saying, the platypus.
Yeah.
I don't know what that looks like.
You've never seen a platypus?
I want to say yes, but I can't.
They're like
Pull it
known
up.
for being like, they don't fit in because they've got like the duck bill, they've
Yeah,
got fur,
okay,
they
all
lay
right,
eggs.
okay.
Yeah. Weird animal.
right.
And they're venomous too.
Oh, they are.
It's so goofy. Yeah.
And so you go, okay, were you just like having fun now? Watch this. I'm going to make a giraffe with this long neck. I'm going to make this elephant with this long nose.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this dog that thinks I'm great.
Yeah. Elephants, those are funny too.
There's a saying that said, I want to be half the man my dog thinks I am.
Right. Exactly.
But there's these animals that just love people.
That
And
too,
it's like, why is that? And so God, he was talking about how creative God is and how he develops the world. And it's like a fun place to look at. You're like,
yeah. Everything's beautiful and fun. I'd imagine the Garden of Eden was pretty fun. I mean, there's like endless trees, different fruit, animals, different stuff to do. I'd imagine it was also pretty simple. Like all things considered, I mean, you're outside. It's not like they had video games and they had this and they had that. But like, I think really one of the things that we mess up the most when it comes to like, the joys of life and having fun is we overcomplicate things. We get in our head about, oh, what does he think? What does she think? Or what is this going to, oh my, how is this? Blah, 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 blah. It's like, hey man, what do you like to do? I like golf. Go play golf. Like,
it's okay.
and it's okay.
It's okay.
You don't have to like be worried about, well, is this like I should guilt trip myself because golf is a rich people sport and Christians shouldn't be rich because I don't want to waste all this money. It's or like I don't want to go out on the boat because the environment and the turtles, and it's like, hey, it's going to be okay.
And here's the thing, just in our nature, forget being a Christian or not a Christian, but people across the board love going on nature hikes.
Yeah.
People across the board have looked up into the sky to see, like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And how do I get more of it? Watching down here in Florida, we have these things called storms. And when it rains, there's times that you literally can't see 30 feet in front of you. The rain's coming down so hard.
Oh yeah, it's
like
common.
amazing. I mean, and you know it. And you go,
I've driven in it.
God, you're awesome.
You think, God, you're awesome from driving through a hurricane?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
You're like, this is like amazing to see this amount of water just coming out of the sky. And then 15 minutes later, the sun's shining.
See, he's so simple to please.
Oh, I'm
from the rain. Have you seen sunsets after like a hurricane? My friend Cheyenne, He went to, I think it was Lido after Hurricane Helene.
Okay.
And he took a video. I want to find that video. It was the single most gorgeous thing I'd ever seen in my life. The sky was like magenta, purple. And he was like on the beach. It had flooded, the storm surge had washed back. So like all the beach was wet still. Everything was flat. And it was just like, you look up in the sky, you're like, oh my God. The colors in the sky after a storm, it's like the sailor's warning where it's like red in the morning, sailor's warning, red at night, sailor's delight. It's that same principle of like after a hurricane, the atmosphere does whatever, and you get these gorgeous sunsets. And so stuff like that is like, God, you're great. Life is great.
And so it's really about being free to happiness or joy or fun is because you're free.
Yes.
You're not in bondage.
Right.
And so we talked a little bit about that, boundaries and freedom. You want to hit on that real quick?
Yeah, because a lot of the times we think of freedom and fun. It's like, well, how close can I get to the line without going over the line, right? What can I, because people think of fun as like, I'm going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to go and do bad things.
I'm going to do bad things. I'm going to cross the line.
Right.
Whatever the line is.
Yeah, when he was describing that, I actually had an image come into my head of like, okay, it's like the Garden of Eden. You can have all of these trees, but there's one that you cannot eat because it will lead to your death. I'm thinking like, you've got all this terrain that you can drive. You can go drive this way, you can drive that way, but if you go in that direction, there's a cliff. You're not going to try and drive as close to the cliff edge as possible. You're going to drive in the open terrain because you know that it's perfectly clear, free, and safe. But again, you can just drive off the cliff if you want, but you're not going to actively drive towards the cliff.
Right. You're going to go,
Probably shouldn't because I'm going to die if I do that. Yeah. And so I think of living a life of freedom as something like that, where you know what you should and shouldn't do. And oftentimes, again, it's very simple, what you should and shouldn't do. And you kind of know deep down what you shouldn't be doing. And, steer clear of those things and feel free to do the simple things of life that you love. I mean, like, and then for some people, there's things that they can do. For other people, they can't do, like smoking or going out and having a drink or stuff like that. For some people, it's like, I can't do that because I know what happens if I have a drink. I'm never going to just have a drink. I'm going to have 12. Right. And so there have to be boundaries for certain people that are different than others. But, again, I look at something like this topic as very simple and something that we can overcomplicate very easily.
Yeah. The other thing that he said was Christians should be life-giving people. We should be the kind of people that other people enjoy being around. And so, and what does that look like in your life? And what does that look like? It's like, wah, wah. You ever meet somebody that you're like, okay, my God, just don't come over.
Yes, actually, I know two people come to mind immediately.
Yeah. And you're like, what is the problem? Or we can be the people that, hey, man, no, let's, even if you're not funny, people are like, oh, yeah, it's easy for you guys because you just, whatever. But just being in the room with people, let's go do something that's fun.
Yeah.
Let's go find someone that's like, well, what is fun? Well, I like hiking in the woods. Okay, let's go do that.
Let's go do that.
I like walking on the beach. Okay, let's go do that. And so it's enjoying, like down here, we have another benefit. One of the things that's been going on this year is there's, I guess, a lot of dust from the Sierra.
From the Sahara Desert?
Yeah, Sierra dust coming through. And so what's happening at nighttime, the sunsets here have been amazing. That's where you're getting all those red sunsets.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So we've been just having these amazing sunsets.
Yeah.
And so here you're with someone that's like, I don't enjoy life. Well, how about this? How about the four of us? We'll go stop at Jimmy John's. We'll get a couple chairs. We'll go to the beach and we'll sit down and have a picnic and watch the sun go down. And you walk away going, why don't I do that more often? Why? And it could be because I don't know what real joy is. I don't know what real happiness is. That could be part of the problem. We live in a world that says this is happiness, like you were saying. Oh, when you're pushing the line, when you're out doing things that you're thinking, well, I know these are against the rules
Right.
across the board.
Right.
That's real happiness.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth of the matter is, it's like, well,
Not really.
talking about puking and
Yeah, being hungover and
or hurting someone or someone being hurt is not fun. So
no. I often think, it's funny you're talking about like. I think I've shared this story before, but I was at the Evie's Tavern on Main Street. We were watching. Speaking of getting people hurt and watching people getting hurt, we were watching the UFC, which is a mixed martial arts tournament. But we're walking in, and I don't go to bars, period. And so I walk in, and I was like, oh, I do not belong here. This is weird. And so some people have like a very twisted idea of and again, if you go to a bar, it's not like you're sinning just standing in the presence of the bar. Because I was there, and I was like, I'm still a Christian, I think. But you get lost in the, again, like the slippery slope of like, well, this is good, this is fun. But again, when you've been in godly community for so long and you've been really entrenched in like, this is what joy is, this is what living is. When you step outside of that, you feel it. You feel like, oh, this isn't what I should be doing anymore. This is the old me, right? Mm-hmm. And how about, because there's another thing I wanted to talk about. Pastor David, he said this when he was my professor in homiletics, because I had the guy that gave the sermon today as my college professor one time. And I remember him, and I knew he was going to say this because he goes, and he's got an Irish accent. I love reading the Bible. I love, watching podcasts and sermons, but and I knew he was going to say this. He goes, I love watching comedy. I love comedians. And he would always say, because we had like a how to give a sermon class with him as our professor. And he said some of the best like orators that you can learn from are comedians. They're like masters of speech. And so he tons of like his YouTube feed is comedy and stuff. And I don't know about you, but I love comedy.
I do too.
Laughing. Yeah. Which is like one of the best things for your health, actually. He's talking about like all these different, health statistics for, it's good. It burns calories laughing. It's, it's good for your mental health. It's, good for your heart health is laughing. And I was like, oh yeah, what a perfectly, pure example of what joy is like laughing.
And it's so amazing that they can just talk about something that, I was watching actually some comedy this morning before I went to church, and Nizette or something like that. Nate
Bargatze.
Yeah. I got his first and last name
combined. Yeah.
Hilarious.
He's one of the best right now.
He's talking about
stupid
nothing.
Stuff. Yeah. Airplanes.
And you're laughing so hard.
Yes.
The other day I'm a fan of Ed Milet,
yes.
And he had a repeat of who's the redneck comedy guy?
He speaks at Life Surge along with Ed Milet, Jeff Foxworthy.
Yeah, Jeff Foxworthy. Yeah. And he was talking about comedy with Ed. And, it was funny just them talking, but it's just a way of like helping people to just get through things. And Ed was talking about how they really know how to read people. They're really good at talking about things that other people just can't talk about. Mm-hmm. Now, we live in a world that says, oh, this is comedy. I'm going to be mean, and that's comedy. Yeah. And that's really not.
Right.
But they're just like talking, and you're laughing, and you're like, and they can get a point across like that. And I know that when I give a message, if I got people laughing, then I can go real deep right after that. Mm-hmm. Because they're vulnerable.
Yes. You got them to open up to you, to trust you. Yeah, laughter, I think, is one of the most, one of the purest ways of expressing joy.
But it also talks about living free, And when I don't understand why we're so afraid. Why do you think it is? Okay, now we'll go into your psychology.
Yeah, let me put on my psychology hat real quick.
Why are people afraid to be happier? Why do you think people are afraid to be like laugh? They're like, I can't do it. Is it because they know that they might become vulnerable, or is it because you think that they are just they've been hurt so bad?
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you one thing. I would say at first, there's a lot of different reasons for a lot of different people why they wouldn't want to, be joyful all the time. I would say from, personal experience being a moody teenager not too long ago, I'd say, I think of the type of person that's just the Debbie Downer, like we're talking about, like, hey, we don't want to like hang out with you right now because you're just so negative. A lot of the times what you get from those people that are just it just seems like they are refusing to be happy, refusing to contribute anything positive. They're just being generally antisocial. They actually want something. There's actually an unmet need in a lot of that. And so they just don't know how to ask for it or how to get it. And so they're trying to get like pity from people. That's one of the only things that they know to get from people instead of like joy or trust or love. They just don't respond to that as like a true, way to fill themselves up. A lot of the times, unfortunately, it's they've been so scarred mentally, emotionally, or whatever. They're just so pessimistic that they throw that all out the window and they just go for people's pity.
So
attention.
Or they're just afraid to be happy because they're afraid they're going to get hurt again.
Yes.
I mean, it's
really.
like we have a friend that doesn't live here that she's like this really great person. Mm-hmm. But anytime anybody starts having a good time, she's like throws a wet rag on it. I don't know why or how.
Debbie Downer.
But you're like, we're all laughing and joking. You actually were part of this, and now all of a sudden it's getting funny, and you gotta, like, it's like
bring it back down.
Bring it down, and it's like I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's they don't know how to respond to the joy or the love that they're feeling. So they're trying to get pity.
Do you think that God can make you? It's like in the fruits of the Spirit: mm-hmm. love, joy, peace, patience. And we talked about joy a couple of weeks ago. But, do you think that for someone that has a hard time, like really enjoying life, mm-hmm. That's struggling with it? I mean, how can they? Mm-hmm. You think they could just ask God and He'll give it to them, or have not? Because
I'll answer your question. I don't think so. I don't think you could just ask God and He will just give it to you. I think it takes a concerted effort on your part.
It's going to take work.
It takes work to do so. Because when it comes to something like how you react to how you react, I don't think God doesn't change that. Because again, we're talking about in the Garden of Eden, God is a God of what's the word? God is a God of respecting your free will and choice, even if it is the choice to make a stupid decision. And so he's not going to enforce a happy emotion on you, right?
Okay.
He can reveal himself to you as many times as possible throughout the day, and you can choose to turn away from it and be a negative Debbie Downer. But ultimately, I think it just takes you, and it really is simple, because you think, well, that sounds hopeless, Will, but it really is simple. If you just turn to God and say, I will allow you to fill me with your spirit, and I'm going to choose to respond to it, I think it really doesn't take that much of a concerted effort really to choose joy, because you can go from having a terrible day, and I think part of that concerted effort, it's like, okay, what does that look like? I think you say, I'm going to choose not to dwell on these negative thoughts. I'm going to choose to dwell on the love of God. I'm going to choose to dwell on the things that I like to think about and the things that I like to do. I'm going to choose to think. I think it really starts like with Michael Muccio.
Well, it's like
choose to think about
that
good
one
things.
verse where, do you want to get well?
Yeah.
Right.
Great example.
And it goes to happiness. Do you want to get well? It's a Bible verse. That Jesus, is it Jesus or is it Peter? It says that. I think it's Jesus.
It is John 5:6. Jesus asks, and this is, Jesus is asking the man who was blind, do you want to be healed? Do you want to get well? I know that you're thinking of the other one. Because John is all of Jesus talking, and so that's I know the verse you're talking about. It's one of the epistles where it was like, do you want to be made well? Then go to the elders of your church and ask for healing. Do you want to?
No. I was talking about that one.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. Jesus goes. I mean, he asked the guy, do you want to get well?
Yeah. Yeah, because again, Jesus is revealing himself in every aspect of your day. You just got to open yourself up to him.
So I think when I was going through my anger period,
5 minutes ago,
I could get there fast. But when I was younger, and like I said, had the teenagers and all that, I didn't allow myself to be happy, and I had to start working on them. And I got to the whole point where I thought actually it was funny how angry I was. I'm like, oh, I'll be angry. And, people think that that's funny until someone confronted me about it. But once I realized that, wait a minute, everybody around me is like miserable because I'm angry all the time.
Yeah.
And I inside I was like, well, I'm really not angry. And so they were like, well, can you tell your face to show how not angry you are?
Right.
It had to become a decision, which is when I memorized 1 Corinthians 13 and the fruits of the love chapter.
Yeah.
You can be a resounding gong, but have not love.
Yes.
You are nothing.
You're nothing.
And so, if I can't remember how it goes.
You want a little jump start? I could read it to you. 1 Corinthians 13. I can pull it up here on the YouVersion.
It says, if I speak with the tongues of men and angels, but have not love, I'm only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal.
Yep.
If I give all I possess to the poor, and it goes on there. And so it's like, oh, wait a minute. Actually, it's the reason I'm not happy or I'm not whatever is because I don't love. And so God will give you that, but you have to put it in your heart. So,
Yep.
what about this week? So we're getting close to the end here. What's something that you can do as you can choose to be happy, to be in that car with me and two other guys for 8 hours driving to Georgia.
Again, I never said I wasn't looking forward to it. You were the one that said that. I am probably going to be just fine.
Okay.
Again, I've said it before, I don't like road trips, but that's just because I self-impose that I don't like road trips.
The funny thing is, 8 hours, you start going, is it worth flying? Wait a minute. By the time you get to the airport,
Right,
it means you're going to have to be at the airport at 6 a.m.
Yep.
2 hours early. Flight's going to be an hour and a half.
I literally thought about this on the drive here. Like, would it have been faster overall to drive or to fly? And I think actually driving might have been faster.
Get out of the car and get off the plane.
Because if there's
get to the thing.
Because if there's like a layover, you're screwed.
Oh yeah, I never even thought about it.
Right.
You had to have a direct flight.
No, because we need to have like.
Then rent a car.
Yeah, exactly.
And then drive from Atlanta to this place, which is another hour and a half, 2 hours.
So at that point, you probably would have driven to Atlanta the same time it would have taken you to flown to Atlanta, and then you're driving the rest of the way anyways.
And then you don't have to rent a car.
Exactly.
And you can escape anytime you want.
You can leave. Yes.
So what would be something that you would say that God can help you in this area, or maybe the audience?
Yeah, because I think we've been harping on the negatives, which we tend to do quite a bit. But like, what do I do, right? If I'm going to choose joy, what do I actually do to choose joy? I'd say, like we're doing this vision map thing. I would do something as simple as that. Like, what do you enjoy doing? Even something as simple as like, what do you enjoy listening to with your music? What do you enjoy watching? What do you enjoy doing in your day to day? Because it's fun to choose joy on the weekends when you have free time, but how can you choose joy in everything that you do? I'd say outline for yourself, genuinely do this. What are some things that you enjoy doing? And do those things, and choose whenever you feel the negativity or the self-hate thoughts or whatever coming about, actively choose, no, I'm going to think of the Spirit. I'm going to listen to the Psalms right now. I'm going to choose God and his love, because I know that through this road there is life and freedom. And through the road I've been taking the previous rest of my life, it's been just sadness, depression, anxiety, or whatever. Again, I think it takes a concerted effort, but I think you'll find it comes fairly easily if you keep that rhythm going.
I think for me, it's like we said before, I need to be in a room with people. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I need to go on a retreat and just be around people and laugh and see what happens. And, there's always a blunder that happens, you laugh about it. They said, I remember hearing this one guy talk years ago, and he says, what you want, on a family vacation is for some kind of crisis to happen during that, because
Yep.
that's where the bonding comes. You're like, yeah, that was the worst vacation we're ever on. Remember, we got 2 flat tires and then the car
Yep.
burned up. Oh, it was amazing. You'll remember forever. But the one perfect vacation, you'll never forget about it.
It's funny you say that. I was just on vacation with my friends a couple weekends ago in Orlando, and my favorite memory from the whole trip is we were taking the monorail to all the different resorts after this perfect dinner. We were all wearing our greatest outfits, had this perfect dinner, great view, everything was incredible, and we're taking this monorail from resort to resort to see all the different, these Disney resorts that are like island themed, they're like old school themed, and then the monorail breaks, and then it has to go back to the station. And we're like trying to catch this fireworks show back at the first one that we were at. And they're like, if you want to catch the fireworks show, you have to like walk. And so here we are in our nice clothes. We're taking our shoes off, and we're walking along the sidewalk next to the monorail, running to try to make it to the next, 2 stations ahead. And as we're running along, here comes the monorail that was quote unquote broken, coming from behind us, zipping past. And we're like, what the heck? We could have just waited. And so now we're running to try to catch up with it, and then we miss it at the next one. So we're sitting around waiting, laughing, and then we finally have the next one come pick us up, and we make like the last 9 minutes of the fireworks show. We hear it going off as we're at the first station, like, no, we're gonna miss it. This is stupid. And as we're going by, we see it, and we're trying to like look at the fireworks, and we make it to the top of the elevator. We're running out. This romantic music is playing in sync with the fireworks, and we're all like, this is so magical. And then as a joke, I turn to my roommate and I go, this has been the greatest night of my life. Will you marry me? And all this stupid stuff. So we had a fun time.
I think of one of the mission trips where I got sick, and I
Really?
and there was all kinds of things happened to me.
Well,
In the middle of the mission trip, in the middle of the building where we were standing, and I tell the story now. It's hilarious.
yeah.
It's hilarious. I can't share it because
In Peru?
Yeah.
I remember this story.
And
I remember that story.
but the issue is that go do something that you would like to do and say, okay, wait a minute, this is fun, and it's okay.
And it's okay
to be fun. It's
Yes.
okay to be fun. It's okay. It's not, no, there's people dying, they're going to hell, you got to be
Right.
angry about
Right.
this. No,
Right.
it's actually people are attracted to people that have life.
Yeah. You don't need to be, because there's so many things that you can be concerned about at any given moment.
Yeah.
You could drown yourself in all the despair that this world has, and there's so many things to be concerned about. But it's like, hey, yes, but God calls us ultimately to have joy, and He
Yeah.
came that our joy might be complete. So I'm going to choose the thing that God wants me to have.
And if you can't do it, go get help.
Yes.
Go talk to someone and say, hey, I don't understand. I'm trying to be happy and I can't.
Yeah.
And maybe there's something going on and that you need help. And it's okay
okay
to see a counselor.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, it starts with a T, actually. What's the word?
Therapy.
Therapist. Ooh, scary word. Yeah, it's fine to do
But
that.
it's okay.
It's fine. Yeah. In fact, I think a lot of people that don't probably should.
Yeah. Yeah. See you next week.
Peace.